Hey there, this is Chad Garber, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to play Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin. Here are the parts. There are about 6 of them. And then there's that's it. Alright, so if you like this video and others like it, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there will be a lot more coming. Okay, so here we go. The first lick, actually the first chord is you're doing an E power chord. Put your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and your ring finger on the 9th fret of the D string, and your pinky on the 10th fret of the 9th fret of the G string. You say those 3. Let's pick down. Just do that a couple times. Okay, and then it goes in the first riff, which you do the same chord. Start with the same chord. And what you do here is I looked online in the tabs, the guitar tabs, and they were way more complicated than I think they ought to be. I figured out a very easy way to play it, and probably the way that Jimmy Page plays it. But all you have to do is you go. And then you pick down on the open D, and then I pick up on the 7th fret of the D string using my middle finger. And then you pick down, and then you use your finger or middle finger and kind of push it down on both those strings, both the D and the G, and then so you have your pointer finger or your middle finger on the 7th fret of the G. So up, down, up, down. Go back, then go back up to the 7th fret of the D string again. So and then you do it twice. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You pick down on the open D again. So you're doing alternate picking basically. And that's the main part of the riff. Then you go, put your pointer finger on the 4th fret of the D string. Then use your pinky to hit the 7th fret of the D string. And I pick down on both those. Open D. So I go pick down, open D, pointer finger on the 4th fret of the D string, pick down, and then pick down with your pinky on the 7th fret of the D string. Or you can do alternate. Actually, actually, I think I do alternate pick. So I go pick down the open D, pick up on the 4th fret of the D string on my pointer finger, and then pick down on the 7th fret of the D string with my pinky finger. And then pick down on the 4th fret of the A string. Pick down on the 6th fret of the A string. Nope, wait. 4th fret of the A string, yeah, on the 5th fret of the A string, and then the 6th fret of, it's a... So pick down the 4th fret, use your middle finger to the 5th fret of the A string. Yeah, pick down the 4th fret of the A string. Pick up on the 5th fret of the A string using your middle finger. Pick down on the 6th fret of the A string using your middle finger, or your ring finger. And you can hit that same chord again. So it's I'm sorry. And so if you go slow, you'll get it. You know, it was hard for me to figure that part out because the tabs I was looking at was doing something like this. Where you have to use your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the A. Maybe some people, maybe that's easier, but for me it's a lot easier just to do the open D. You can kind of like not let each string ring out if you don't want to, like, kind of muffle it with your fingers. Alright, so that's a genius lick by Jimmy Page, by the way. So that's the first part. Second part, actually that's the third part. Okay, that was the second part. First part was not anything else. Third part is basically a bar chords. You're gonna do it. Put your pointer finger on the 1st fret or the 5th fret of the E string, your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and your pinky on the 7th fret of the D string. Hit the top 3 strings, or you can even hit. Or you can actually use your pointer finger to bar the whole 5th fret on that chord. Then you go down 2 frets, do the same thing, 2 frets down, starting with your pointer finger on the 3rd fret of all the strings, and your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A, and your pinky on the 5th fret of the D. Then you go down 1 fret, your pointer finger is over all the strings of the second fret, and your ring finger is on the 4th fret of the A, and your pinky's on the 4th fret of the D. I usually just hit the top 3 though. To me it sounds better. And then it goes to do this. Put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and your pinky on the 4th fret of the G string. Just play those 3 strings. Then you just do an open A string, put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, just do those strings. And then do a open E. The open E, and you can put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret. Actually put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A, and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D. Hit those 3. Okay, so the whole thing is. it goes back to that first chord where your pointer finger is on the second fret of the A string and your ring finger is on the fourth fret of the D and your pinky is on the fourth fret of the G, and you hang out there for a while. Alright, so then it goes to the fourth part, which is you're gonna do a bar chord, hit that twice, your pointer finger on the second fret of the E string, ring finger on the fourth fret of the A string, and your pinky on the fourth fret of the D string. Hit that twice, hit those top three strings. Then you're gonna go you're gonna take your ring finger, put it on the 11th fret of the D and the G strings, and just hit the D and the G string. Then you're gonna take your pointer finger and put it on the 5th or the 9th fret of the D and the G, and kind of have it there, kind of waiting to be changed, and then you just kind of go. You kind of do a pull off. Or you can do it this way. You can pick down, pick up, pick down, pick up, pick down. Down, up, down. Yeah, you can do either a pull off or so you got that. And then you do that same kind of pattern, but this time your pointer finger's on the second fret of the D and the G, and your ring finger is on the fourth fret of the D and the G. And you can either do it or either pull off or down, up, down. And then he kind of slides it there at the end. It says, the tabs I found, it says it slides to the 6th fret, but I think it can't really tell where he slides. It just kind of slides up. So, it's okay if you slide to the 6th fret. Maybe that's accurate. I like just pulling off, by the way. So if you do a pull off, you hit pull off, and then you pick down, pull off, pick down again. Alright, so that's that part. So that's that part is. Alright, then it goes to I guess we're on the 5th part, and that is do a bunch of power chords, or bar chords. You're gonna put your pointer finger. You can't just put them all over all the strings of the 7th fret. Put your ring finger on the 5th or the 9th fret of the A string, and your pinky on the 9th fret of the D string. You could hit those top three, or you could hit as many as you want down there if you had them all covered up. I usually again hit the first 3 or 4. This time it goes down 2 frets. So where your pointer finger's on at least on the 5th fret of the E, A, and D strings. Oh yeah, but probably over all of them. Just put them over all. It's easier. So put your ring finger over all the fret of the strings of the 5th fret. Put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A, and your pinky on the 7th fret of the D. And then you go to the E, which is open E. Put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A, and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D. It's the same pattern as the other one I just showed you, but just a little bit different chord. And actually, you can do an E major. Well, actually, if you hit only those top 3 strings, you're not hitting major or minor, so you're fine. But if you wanted to, you could always put your pointer finger on the 1st fret of the G string and make it an E major. Or you just go. So do that twice, and then it goes. Put your pointer finger over the 4th frets of the A, D, G, B, and E string. Put your ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and your pinky on the 6th fret of the D string, of the G string. I usually hit just those top 3, just the E, A, and D string. down 2 frets where your pointer finger's over the 2nd fret of all the strings, your ring finger's on the 4th fret of the D, and your pinky's on the 4th fret of the G. And then you go to the next chord, which is your pointer finger over all the strings of the 2nd fret, your ring finger on the 4th fret of the A, and your pinky on the 4th fret of the D. And then it stays on that, this is the first chord again. It stays where you're on the 4th fret of your pointer fingers over all the strings of the 4th fret, and your ring fingers on the 6th fret of the D, and your pinkies on the 6th fret of the G. You stay on that fret. All right, and then it does a solo. Then it does the exact same thing, except this time it goes. And all that is the same kind of chord progression. The E power chord, which is your pointer finger over all the strings of the 7th fret, your ring finger over the 9th fret of the D, and your pinky on the 9th fret of the G. You just hit those 3, the A, D, and G. You slide that down 2 frets. I'm not going to go through all that again. So you go down 2 frets, do the same thing, and then you go down where your pointer fingers over all the strings of the 5th fret, and your ring fingers on the 7th fret of the A, and your pinky's on the 7th fret of the D, and you just play those 3. You can strum the whole thing or just part of it. Alright, so that is it. Then it goes back to the beginning. And so that is it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there will be a lot more like this. And thank you so much for watching, and have a great day jamming with Led Zeppelin.